Oh my God, it's Hulk Hogan!
Hulk Hogan is an American wrestler and actor. He is considered one of the best and brightest wrestlers in the history of world wrestling. While the audience either loves him or hates him, the reasons for such diverse feelings are in his biography. Hulk Hogan, where is the wrestling legend now? Hulk Hogan, whose real name is Terry Eugene Bollea, was born on August 11, 1953, in the U.S. city of Augusta, Georgia. His mother, Ruth, was a housekeeper and taught dance to local children in her spare time. His father, Pietro, worked as a construction worker and was Italian by birth. In addition, the wrestler has Scottish, French, and Panamanian roots. At birth, the boy weighed almost 11 pounds and was the largest baby in the hospital. When he was a year and a half, his family moved to Tampa, Florida. There he went to school, where he was also the tallest. On the first day, his classmate asked him if he had always had such a huge head. This upset Terry so much that he burst into tears. The boy was not a problem student. He was loved by both teachers and classmates. At the same time, he could also misbehave. In elementary school, he once ran naked across the football field while other students were receiving their diplomas there. While attending Robertson High School, the boy was seriously fond of baseball and achieved good results. He attracted the attention of scouts from several clubs, but an injury ended his baseball career. At 16, he began watching professional fights and attending wrestling shows in Tampa. Terry also studied music and played bass for 10 years in several rock bands in the state. After school graduation, Bollea entered Hillsborough College, where he studied for 2 years and received a diploma in the completion of a social science course. Then, he continued his studies at the University of South Florida, where he studied business and economics while working in a local bank. In 1976, Terry dropped out of the university and formed a band called Ruckus with his friends. Soon, the band became popular in the Tampa Bay area. Terry never let go of the dream of becoming a great bass player. Once, already being a wrestler, he found out that Metallica needed a bassist. So he sent them a video of his performances but never received an answer. In his spare time, Hogan worked out in the gym, and his physical fitness impressed brothers Jack and Gerald Briscoe. The wrestlers noticed Terry at one of his band's performances. They asked coach Hiro Matsuda, who headed the training center in Tampa, to work with the promising young man. From 1976 to 1977, Bollea trained under Matsuda's tight supervision. His technique was considered the most demanding and most dangerous of all wrestling schools in the United States. On August 10, 1977, he made his wrestling debut and took on the role of the Super Destroyer shortly after that. Eventually, Bollea was no longer able to work with Hiro, whom he considered an overbearing coach. He took a break, took over the management of the Anchor Club, and then opened the Whitey and Terry's Olympic Gym with a friend. In 1978, Bollea returned to wrestling, performing in Alabama under the name Terry Boulder. Soon, he transferred to the Continental Wrestling Association, CWA, in Memphis, where he received $800 a week. In Memphis, he appeared on a local talk show alongside the star of the Incredible Hulk TV show, after which he began to perform as Terry Hulk Boulder. In May 1979, the wrestler fought for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, but lost. Soon, Bollea caught the attention of Vince McMahon Sr., the then WWF chief, who named the wrestler Terry Bollea Hulk Hogan. Then he began to dye his hair and mustache blonde, which became his trademark. On November 17th, Hogan fought and won his first match in WWF. And on December 1st, 1979, he won his first professional NWA Northern Division heavyweight title. Meanwhile, from September to December, he fought in the Georgia Championship under the stage name Sterling Golden. On 1980, Hogan appeared on New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, where Japanese fans nicknamed him Ichiban, which translates to number one. He toured the country for the next several years, fighting with a wide variety of opponents. When Hogan wrestled in Japan, he used a completely different set of moves, relying on more technical, traditional grappling and wrestling techniques, as opposed to the forceful and dramatic style that American fans are used to seeing in his performances. In 1981, Hogan was offered a role in the movie Rocky III, But the head of WWF was against it, so the wrestler had to transfer to the American Wrestling Association, AWA. He became a heavyweight champion twice there. In 1982, Hulk Hogan made his big screen debut in Rocky III, for which he received $15,000.
You move pretty fast for a big guy, you know that? Listen, why don't we just move around a little bit, you know, like give him a good show. First I'll chase you and you chase me, okay? How's that? All right? Here you go.
On the set, the wrestler underestimated the strength of his punch several times, after which 3 stuntmen ended up in the hospital, and Stallone got a strong kick in the collarbone. By the way, the scene of the battle between Rocky and Hogan's character was filmed in 10 days. The movie became a blockbuster and the real Hulkamania began. On June 2, 1983, Hogan became the first heavyweight champion in Japan, and before that had won the team tournament 2 years in a row. In December, Hulk Hogan married nail artist Linda Claridge, who he had met a year earlier in a nightclub in Los Angeles. The couple had 2 children. Their daughter Brooke became a singer and a participant in a reality show, and their son Nick was involved in motorsports. In the same year, on December 27th, Hogan returned to WWF, and in the following year, he won the heavyweight title, defeating the indestructible wrestler, the Iron Sheik, at Madison Square Garden. In the 1980s, Hogan became the most popular celebrity among children according to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He was the first wrestler to appear on the covers of Sports Illustrated, TV Guide, and People magazine. And in 1985, Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling animated series was launched, where the wrestler voiced his character. From 1984 to 1991, Hulk Hogan confidently held the world title. Hulk Hogan considers the fight with Andre the Giant the most significant in his career. It was watched by more than 92,000 viewers. Hulk Hogan, whose weight at that time was 275 pounds, lifted the Giant, weighing 550 pounds, and threw him into the ring. In his prime, the wrestler earned $20 million per season and received a fee of $1 million for participating in WrestleMania in 1990. Hogan has repeatedly appeared in several movies, including the action movie No Holds Barred, the fantastic comedy Gremlins 2, The New Batch, the TV shows The Love Boat, The A-Team, and Baywatch.
What do you know? I did get to heaven.
You're right.
I'm in heaven?
No, you're Hulk Hogan.
In 1991, he played the main character, Shep Ramsey, in the fantasy comedy Suburban Commando.
You're gonna pound my face, break every bone in my body. Then you're gonna drag me across the gravel road and feed my remains to a warthog. Is that about right?
What are you, nuts? This is the 90s. We're gonna sue you.
Meanwhile, wrestling was rocked by a steroid scandal. Hogan had to take a break because of the rumors that he had been using steroids. He returned to the ring in February 1993, winning his 5th WWF championship. Then he played a bodyguard for 2 children in the family comedy Mr. Nanny.
How was your shower?
Stimulating.
Ow!
Oops, sorry.
And starred in the action movie Thunder in Paradise.
I love you. I love you, darling.
Soon, 2 sequels of this action movie appeared on the screen, with an interval of 1 year between them. In June 1994, Hogan signed with WCW and won the World Heavyweight Championship in his debut match the following month. Hulk Hogan's 15 months as WCW Grand Champion, the longest in title history, ended when he lost the title by disqualification. Hulk Hogan led WCW for the next half of the decade, remaining the biggest villain as Hollywood Hulk Hogan until it was sold. In 1996, the wrestler starred in the comedy action films Spy Hard and The Secret Agent Club, as well as the Christmas comedy Santa with Muscles.
Don't. They're not after you.
Never turn your back on someone in need. A friend of mine once told me that.
Over the next few years, Hogan appeared in Assault on Devil's Island, Parts 1 and 2, Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain, McKinsey's Island, and The Ultimate Weapon.
I believe that's the last one, Mr. Hardball.
Must be your lucky day. You're still alive.
In 2001, the wrestler released his autobiography, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, underwent knee surgery after the WCW bankruptcy in March of the same year, and returned to the WWF in February 2002. On April 4th, Hogan won his sixth and final title as undisputed WWF champion. Later, the company was renamed WWE. His 2003 WrestleMania fee was $150,000. Hulk Hogan left the company in the same year, as he was unhappy with the payments for his matches. Then he briefly returned to the Japanese NJPW League, and then the Total Nonstop Action Wrestling Federation, TNA, began to make attempts to sign Hogan. However, due to recurring knee and hip issues, Hogan didn't sign with TNA. On April 2, 2005, Hulk Hogan was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame and wrestled for the company again for several years. He also launched the reality show Hogan Knows Best about his family life. In 2008, Hulk Hogan played the role of Zeus in the family comedy Little Hercules in 3D and became the host of American Gladiators. Meanwhile, Hogan was living through headline-making divorce proceedings with Linda. The woman filed for divorce back in 2007, but they signed the documents only in 2009. In the final agreement, Hogan agreed to transfer 70% of his assets to Linda plus $3 million in real estate. In addition, she was to receive 40% of future income from his business. But the proceedings didn't end there and lasted for another 10 years. Linda claims that Hulk Hogan did everything in his power to avoid paying her. He hid millions of dollars from her and made her get bogged down in protracted lawsuits. That period was very difficult for the wrestler, not only because of the divorce, but also because Hogan Knows Best got closed and his son Nick went to prison. The athlete and actor fell into severe depression, at the peak of which he started thinking of suicide, but words of support from his fans helped him to improve his life. On October 27, 2009, it was announced that Hogan had signed a contract to join TNA on a full-time basis. In 2010, Hogan underwent back surgery, after which his height decreased by 3 inches. The wrestler noted that literally everything was broken, and more than once, over the years of his career. In 2010, Hulk Hogan made a marriage proposal to his new Miss Right, Jennifer McDaniel. Before that, they were dating for 2 years. Jennifer is an American who worked as a makeup artist before her marriage and, like Hulk Hogan, exercises and visits the gym often. In 2011, the wrestler voiced a character in the cartoon Romeo and Juliet. He has voice acted in animated films and TV series before, such as Muppets from Space, American Dad, Robot Chicken, Star Wars, and China, Illinois. In October 2012, an intimate 2005 video featuring Hogan was posted on the Gawker website. Hulk Hogan later explained that his friend lived in an open marriage and wanted his wife to sleep with the famous wrestler. Everything happened by common agreement, but Hogan didn't know that he was being filmed. He filed a lawsuit against Gawker. First, the court demanded that the video be removed, and then in March 2016, ordered Gawker to pay the wrestler a total of $140 million in compensation and transferred control of the assets of the Internet tabloid's editor-in-chief to the wrestler. After that, Gawker went bankrupt, and the amount of payment was reduced to $31 million by agreement of the parties in November. Also, Hulk Hogan was involved in a racist scandal. Offensive comments regarding the sexual relationship of Hogan's daughter Brooke with a black guy were caught on video. Therefore, on July 24, 2015, WWE, where Hogan had returned shortly before, terminated the contract with the wrestler. Although Hogan's lawyer said he decided to resign himself. The day before that, WWE removed nearly all references to the wrestler from their website and removed him from the Hall of Fame. Many companies have also stopped selling Hulk Hogan merchandise. After Hogan won the court case against Gawker, a WWE executive reported that the company was open to the wrestler's return, and he was reinstated into the WWE Hall of Fame on July 15, 2018. In 2019, Hulk Hogan's litigation with ex-wife Linda received a new round. She claimed part of the compensation received from Gawker Media. In the same year, news appeared that a film about the life of Hulk Hogan was being prepared, and Chris Hemsworth will play the main role. The actor is doing a tremendous job building muscle mass, and he will have to replace Thor's beard with Hulk Hogan's trademark, the extravagant mustache. Hemsworth has already started working out. He recently posted a photo in which he pushes a huge car wheel. Hulk Hogan couldn't get past Chris's photo and trolled him by tweeting a collage in response. The WWE star selected photos in which he is in his best shape. "You say you're ready, brother, but are you handsome enough to play me?" the ex-wrestler joked. Hulk Hogan's fortune is estimated at $25 million, but it was much higher before the divorce. He owns Hogan's Beach Store, where he sells brand-name clothing, toys, souvenirs, and a variety of other merchandise. He also owns a bar in Florida, Hogan's Hangout. He had previously attempted to go into catering, opening the Hulkamania signature pasta restaurant in Minnesota, but closed it a year later. He also made energy drinks and frozen cheeseburgers. The famous wrestler has constantly appeared in commercials. For example, in 1991, he advertised air conditioners on Japanese television. He was also a spokesperson for Radio Shack and Central Bahia Insurance Company. He appeared in a Super Bowl commercial and of course promoted his web hosting, Hulkamania. In this commercial, he did a parody of singer Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball music video, swinging on a cannonball wearing a yellow top, bandana, and black thong. Together with his first wife, Hulk Hogan lived in Bel Air, Florida. They bought the Bay Area property for $2 million in 1992, demolished the existing house, and built a new one-story European-style mansion of almost 2,150 square yards with 5 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. The house features natural wood cladding, beamed ceilings, and several fireplaces. The estate also has a gym and spa. The grounds include a 4-bedroom guest house, boathouse, multi-car garage, swimming pool, and private jetty. In 2006, shortly before filing documents for divorce, Linda and Hulk Hogan put the house up for sale for $25 million, but could only sell it for $6.2 million in 2012. In 2009, Hogan moved to another house in Clearwater, and in 2014, he bought a mansion there for $3.3 million, with an area of about 600 square yards. The 5-bedroom European-style house, decorated in light colors, opens onto a secluded beach terrace and boasts an elevator, bar, wine cellar, swimming pool, and 2 spas. Hulk Hogan soon acquired a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom bungalow next door for $1.6 million. Hulk Hogan loves powerful cars. His collection includes a 1968 Dodge Charger and a 1970 RT Dodge Charger, a 1966 Chevrolet Impala, a Hellcat Dodge Challenger, a 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, a Lamborghini Urus, and a Chevrolet Tahoe SUV. During his sports career, Hulk Hogan won every title imaginable in professional wrestling, but he was also remembered by the audience for his roles in films and TV shows. Where did you see him first, in the ring or the movies? If you like the video, leave a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything interesting.